never allowed to enter. And whenever she asks the neighbors, they can't quite meet her gaze. ... But everything's perfect, isn't it?
I love that.
Right? I was like,
that reminds
okay.
me of that one short story I kind of did. The one where I showed you and Shauna what's in my brain.
Yes.
Ugh. That's what
So that's my next read.
Love it.
Which I'm obviously going to have to balance out my time because I started playing a new video game, which is free on Steam for all of my PC gamers. It's called Lost Ark. And if you ever played Diablo 3, it is very similar. And I love it. The only thing, my biggest complaint is it was developed in Japan. Okay. And because of that, all the female characters are in 6-inch stiletto heels.
Of course.
And my little itty bitty armor barely covers my perfect butt cheeks.
Yes.
And my perfect big titties that jiggle.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's my problem. And I was talking about it to everyone in the game chat yesterday. And they're like, well, what's the problem with it? I'm like, I believe in equality. The men should be equally as slutty if this is what we're doing. I want them in heels. I want them in a banana hammock. Like, I'm like,
loincloth.
Oh, I know. I kept going. I'm like, oh, my vital organs are so exposed. Oh, my goodness.
Do you want to say how you came? Oh, no, that's not the game you got from that guy.
No.
I think you should mention that because we have talked about it already.
So I think I mentioned that my husband has a sugar daddy before, right?
Yes.
So he's got
video gaming sugar daddy.
So I started gaming with them, and yesterday, Mr. J, I'll just call him, starts going. He's like, "So hey, Cena, what would it take for you to start playing Destiny with us again?" And Andrew's already been wearing me down about it. It's his favorite game. I didn't want to play it again because it's such a time commitment.
Yes.
And I just kind of honestly, I just have to get it again. I just have to get it.
Buy it, yeah.
Because there's a new expansion, The Witch Queen. The Witch Queen is coming out.
Love it.
Right?
As a king or what?
So the DLC for The Witch Queen is coming out, and they want me to play. But Mr. J also has a wife.
Yes.
And so he was like, I think that the idea for him is that
if you play, she'll play.
Correct. Well, she just got, she's brand new at gaming. So, but again, it's just like a thing.
Yeah.
And I said something to him because he was like, well, what's the problem with Destiny? And I'm like, you want to know what the problem is? He's like, what? And at this point, Andrew wasn't at his headset, but he could hear.
Yes.
And I said, the problem is Destiny is the third person in my marriage. And he starts laughing.
Andrew does or Mr.
No,
J?
Mr. J does. Okay. And he's like, oh my God, you sound like my wife.
Go figured, my dude.
And so, well, long story short, he bought me the game.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is he our sugar daddy now?
Yeah.
Like, I appreciate it. If you ever listen, Mr. J, you'll know who you are. I do appreciate it. It kind of blew me away because it's the first time we ever spoke.
Yes.
And you just,
bought you a game.
Bought me a $60 game. Kind of blows my mind. But
$60 to us is more than $60
to a lot of other people.
Yeah.
I have to say, since I work at a bank, I have realized how little.
Like a stack of $10,000.
Yeah. Honestly, and just obviously we're all aware of what our own finances are. But the amount of money that moves on a daily basis is insane.
Yeah.
And the amount of legislation and laws and code on that money is also insane.
Yeah.
You've been listening to the Wife Wednesday podcast. I'm Hercule Poirot.
And I'm Euphemia Book.
Bye. All right, wives. We are at Wife Wednesday Pod on Instagram and Facebook. And because Twitter can go fuck themselves, you can find us at Wife Wed Podcast. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and of course on our host, Spreaker. You can reach out to us on any platform or email us directly at info@wifewednesdaypod.com. Our episodes drop every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Remember, we post Song of the Week every week on Instagram stories, and it is saved in highlights. And for our book clubs, we have all the books we read listed on Goodreads, which can be found on our link tree located in our bio on all platforms, along with our Spotify Song of the Week playlists. We would also like to thank our manager, Dustin, for dealing with us on a weekly basis.